Hello, 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 everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It is a beautiful, sunshiny day. It is currently minus 17 degrees Celsius, which is actually fantastic compared to yesterday because it was minus 30 something Celsius, minus 40 something with the wind chill. So that means it is 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Jean's here to play today. We're finishing stuff. Hi, Jean.
Hey, it's cold here. Well, not to you. It's 63, but it feels like 52.
Okay, that's
So,
still nice.
but it
That's
was cold.
quite,
It was cold when I got up.
yeah. Well, it was still minus 40 with the wind chill first thing this morning. I think it's only like minus 22 or some silly thing now with it. But yeah, it's hey, Jen, nice to see you. Peter and Teresa, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's a little on the chill side today, but it's winter. It is winter here in Manitoba, and it's the way it is. You're done for today, Peter?
I wish I was done for today. I can be because I have to answer to no one.
That's right.
So I guess I am. I'm going to finish something today.
All right. Jen says it's 46 there.
Well, it's cold in here because my house is a cinder block house. And my desk is up against the wall, an outside wall, and so my toes are cold. And if my
Oh,
toes are cold, it's cold everywhere.
yeah. See, my feet get cold if I'm not feeling good. Oh, your battery's totally dead for today. Ah, I get it. I get it. So we're doing a finish it Friday, and Jean and I made these lovely little bag noodles. What, almost a year ago, probably? I don't
Uh-huh.
know. Anyway, I'm gonna finish putting bits on this one because I'm just covering it in scrap.
Did you finish your cards that we did last week?
These ones, I have
Uh-huh.
48,
Well, dang.
and they're all done.
Look at you go. I didn't finish mine. I have some, but I figured out how to make them more me
Okay.
because I was having trouble with that. I just put the tape on
Yeah.
and then watercolored like I normally do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's so me.
That's so much better. Yeah. Than the lined ones and stuff. You're much
Yeah.
more random and freestyle than
Yep.
doing straight
Yep.
lines and stuff. Yeah. I guess, but I mean, I know that you do straight lines and
I
stuff.
mean, I don't dislike, like these that are done. I don't dislike these, but these
Yeah.
are me.
Right. Right.
And so, yeah. So I put a dent in them.
Yeah.
These are all ready to be doodled on. They
Nice.
have their quotes,
Nice.
and then like that one, and I screw up my lettering, and they're handmade, so I screwed up this B, so I
Yeah.
kept all the capitals became bold. So it's supposed to
Perfect.
be that way. So
Perfect.
yeah.
But I do have some with muck on the back. You know, how you get a little bit of marks on the back.
Uh-huh.
So I think maybe what I'll do is I will just take some paint and maybe some stamps and stamp something on the back
Uh-huh.
just so that it looks like it's supposed to be there. But
Yeah.
that's not.
Yeah, a little bit of splatterish maybe.
Yeah. Peter says he wants to steal them. Your body won't shut down. Oh, I hate days like that. Ugh. 3 o'clock in the morning and your body's still going, I want to play. Or your brain's like, I want to play, but your body, no. Jen, you found something else to do. Near a copy of the next magazine from the. Okay. Chopping up. Nice. Nice. You're harvesting. Harvesting, harvesting. I don't know. I have to ask you guys because you would know. Have you guys seen these before?
I love them.
I have never seen these before.
There's two kinds. Let me see if I can find my where I stuck those.
I
Because there
found these at the grocery store yesterday. We went grocery shopping and it was minus 40 something with the wind chill. It was really bitterly cold.
um
So
is
these
that
are a point 0.7, they're a medium. No
they
smear, no bleed technology. Always vivid writing. I'm excited.
um
Oh,
don't use them and expect them not to bleed immediately. They do need a bit of dry time.
oh, I'm thinking that's
Okay, this is the other one. It's a oh, I'm I'm working over here. Can't you see me? My camera is straight here. And I really need to move it over, but what I have sitting in front of it makes it difficult. So this is the Sharpie rollerball, and
oh,
it's a point 0.5. So
oh,
um, one of them, I think it might be this one, will leak once in a while. It doesn't leak on the paper, it only leaks on my fingers.
oh,
So
nice.
I have developed the habit of opening either one of them, wiping it real quick with a paper towel, and then going on.
Okay, good to know.
So
Peter only uses fountain pens, 3,000 different inks. He doesn't need any other pens. Yeah, well, I've got like a scratch pen, a dip pen that I use, and I've got a lot of different inks as well. Not 3,000, but
yeah, I don't have a lot of inks.
I was really excited to find these. So I've got a blue, a red, and a black, I guess.
Oh, I didn't get colors because you know me, I'm a black and white kind of gal.
Well, this is the package. Ron said, "Look at this," and I went in the cart. I didn't even
Yeah.
look at the price. I probably should have. Didn't matter. It's out of the grocery budget.
Um, I have found them at Staples, which of course is the highest.
Yeah.
But yet, not yesterday, the day before, I went shopping for stocking stuffers, and I don't know. I turned the corner to go down another aisle, and there they were at Dollar General.
Oh, nice. I've
So, and I,
picked up some markers like Sharpies and stuff at Dollar Tree, but yeah, but that's cool. Dollar General. We don't have a Dollar General here. We have Dollar Tree, Dollarama, and the Great Canadian Dollar Store.
well, I don't usually go to Dollar General, but like I said, I was looking for stocking stuffers, so
Oh, I got it. Not stocking stuffers. I have to get my incentive gifts.
yes.
Yeah, that I'll be doing that next week. Hi Jen, nice to see you, sweetie. Peter says if I really need the ink vent calendar from Diamine if I like inks. That sounds Jean, we might have to look into that one.
Yes.
Diamine. Haha. I have to write that down because I'm not going to remember by the end of this stream.
Good, then you can just give it to me and I don't have to write it down right now.
Thanks, Peter. And it's an advent calendar. Oh, so that means 24 colors. Oh. And where are they out of, Peter? Is it a European company or is it a US, Canada, like North America company?
Speaking of Canada, are you guys still on postal strike?
Yes.
You know what? I got mail 3 times today already, and it's not even noon here yet.
Okay, it's got 25 colors and it is worldwide. Okay. Would I find those on Amazon, do you know? I can just look up Diamine anyway. Perfect. Thank you very much, Peter. So today it's Finish It Friday. Jean is working on, look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that stunning? Oh, Amazon definitely. Okay. Look at how beautiful that is.
Yeah, I really like it. I showed my son um this week, and he was like, "Oh, mom, that's really cool. She's gonna love that." I still have to figure out how to frame it. I can't take it in and have it professionally framed because it won't be ready by Christmas.
No, no.
So I'm thinking about, I have a piece of that where you stick it onto, it's a sticky surface and kind of a backing board kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I just don't know for
What's it going
sure.
to do to the fabric?
I don't know. That's kind of my thought process. Thanks, guys. Um, I don't know what it would do to the fabric, but it would definitely hold the stitches in place.
It would. It would.
So, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to look for a shadow box frame.
Yeah. Hi. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. Right. So I'm going to play in this because I had a huge, huge bin of scraps. I went through it all. I got a full garbage bag full of scraps, believe it or not. And I'm not going back in it for anything. So I kind of whittled it down to little tiny bits that I'm going to use for my floral cards, and bigger bits that I'm not going to cut into unless I really don't have that color in this bin of little bits. Because look at all these little bits I still have. I know, it's bad. I'm horrible for this. I know. Colorverse is called Color Vent and Ink Vent. Okay, we want Ink Vent, not Color Vent. Okay. Perfect. 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 So yeah, I what have I done this week? I finished this crazy thing that Miriam started me on Sunday.
That's cool.
I did it on canvas board. So I'm going to cut it and use it as journal covers.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Then what was I doing? I spent the rest of the week doing these things. So I've got a dozen of these little floral cards done now. Or papers. They're not cards, they're just on painty papers. And they're all one size, so I should be able to scan them and get them on Etsy without a problem, right?
Yay!
Maybe. Oh, so, this journal. What did I use to make the canvas board? Pattern? Pattern? Pattern. Are you talking about the black?
Pattern? What's a pattern?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure that out. Canvas board pattern. The canvas board I buy, when I was teaching, I ended up buying 500 of them, and I think I still have 100 left. Well, maybe 50. The pattern, I just took ink, Liquitex ink, acrylic ink, and I dropped it on with an eyedropper, and I ran it, made it run. Oh, we spritzed it with water. Nope, we didn't spritz it with water. That's a different thing that I was playing with. What was the water? I don't know. Oh,
How did you
color?
color it?
Oh, the colors. The colors watercolor. Hi, Brenda. The doodling is white gel pen. Um, and then in some of these ones, I used ink, my acrylic inks, and the dip pen. And then I did the flowers with a black Sharpie. And then I went over them again with white gel pen. But you found that thing, and they used painty papers in the marks, right? So I tried that and I really liked the way that turned out.
Cool.
So I would do that again. I have more ideas for things like that because, you know, thanks, Jan. Yeah, I'm really torn about if I want to chop it up and use it as a journal cover or not. Have not quite decided. Let's do that. Oh, the doodling about the pattern. Oh, I made it up as I went along. They're just regular doodles. I just did wonky flowers with a leaf. Or am I moving it too fast? And then in the black, I just did various white marks of, you know, doodle marks. Yeah. Okay. Ink, blue. You guys all ready for Christmas or whatever you celebrate?
Pretty much here.
Nice. I have not started shopping for incentive gifts yet. That's my biggie. I got the roulade for Christmas made yesterday. Christmas dinner, solstice dinner, whatever you guys want to call it. I call it solstice in my head. Everybody else calls it Christmas. That's okay.
You call it what?
I call it solstice dinner because it's the winter solstice.
Oh,
It used to be Christmas in my house, but I've given up on that totally and completely.
that's understandable. Stuff happens.
It does. It does. It does. Oh,
Yeah,
you're making cookies? Nice.
it looks like we get to go home. Well, I'll get to see my dad and my sister, but
Nice.
we're gonna go stay with his folks. I think on the 1st of January we're gonna head out. We have to go home for a funeral, and it's 3 hours from his folks, so we're gonna add a couple extra days to our trip, so we get to spend a little extra time there.
Nice.
So, kind of anxious for that. I'm hoping my husband doesn't tell everybody, like all of his siblings and everybody show up, but that'll be good too. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Um, John's gonna make cookies on Sunday. Brenda's off shopping. We shopped yesterday morning. It was cold out. What am I going to do with the book with all the stripes in if it's done? This one? Are we talking this book with the stripes? I don't know what other book with the stripes you're thinking of, Peter.
well, I think I'm done with my shopping. I got to go sort it. I have big boxes for each person until I'm ready to do something with it.
Yeah,
And I may need a few more things for the big boys. They like those stocking stuffers.
yeah. Well, my grands, none of them, well, the two younger do not want gifts. The older one would like tickets, like for us to go to a play, like dinner and a play kind of thing. This one, I don't know what it's going to be after it's done. I might use it as a giveaway on New Year's Eve.
I know what it's going to be when it's done.
Done.
Finished.
Yeah, finally. Um, yeah, like I said, I might use it on New Year's Eve as a giveaway. That's if our postal service ever comes back.
So what are you doing on New Year's Eve? Some kind of special thing?
Miriam and I are marathoning
Oh,
from half an hour before her New Year's to our my New Year's. Want to join
yeah.
us?
No, we're doing Christmas with our kids.
Ah,
Hopefully,
we
and one of
already.
them won't be there. My son-in-law plays in a band, and
Oh, lovely.
he's got a thing. So,
Oh,
but
those are always the best things.
he he said it doesn't matter. You guys do it because it's going to be. It's looking like it's hard to find time for everyone at the same time. So
Yeah,
we were going to do it the weekend we are going to be gone because that was we could do it in the weekend when everybody was off and home, and yeah, that changed. And actually, I was really impressed with my children. Neither one of them said anything. I mean, they don't usually say anything bad, don't get me wrong, but they weren't like, well, dang, or anything. They said, well, I guess that's not in the picture. And I said, well, thank you. Because the funeral I'm going home for is a cousin, and it's kind of important to me to go.
yes, definitely. Definitely, definitely. Brenda's not ready for anything. She'll have food on the 28th, and if people show up, you will eat, visit, and play games. That sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to do this for a draw on New Year's, and it will get sent out when it gets sent out, depending on a postal strike. Brenda says only one grandchild gave her any ideas for what they like, goofy gifts and dollars. Well, I did buy those fire blankets, the ones that you see advertised all over Facebook. I got that for all the houses. And aside from that, they get nuts and bolts. The grandkids get chocolate oranges. They'll get their gift cards.
Nuts and bolts, what's that?
That is, well, I don't put nuts in it anymore because I'm allergic to peanuts, but it's Cheerios and Shreddies and pretzels, and you do like a garlicky Worcestershire sauce, and you mix it
Oh,
all up and you bake it in the oven.
oh, yes, I've had that before. It's so funny. I'm getting a notice on my watch right now that packages have been delivered and they were delivered 2 hours ago.
Oh, nice.
A lot of help that does me.
Exactly. Exactly.
I might actually get done with this today,
Nice.
which means I will have to run to the craft store and see if I can find a frame.
Yeah. Anything I want to be done used for? Yeah, I do think that this would make a nice bring in the New Year's giveaway. Yeah. So if I do a draw for it right at my New Year's, right, after we say Happy New Year, it will be 10 your time, June, I think. Or
No, 11.
11 your time.
Mm-hmm.
10 Jan's time, right, Jan? Yeah, my family all loves nuts and bolts except for Ron's brother because I've been making nuts and bolts and giving them to family members for bags of it since forever. And Jan's ex-spouse, thought it was cereal and he put milk on it and he's never eaten it since.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at somebody,
He was
but
a little hungover. He was very young, just turned 18, I think it was. And so he was, definitely not all with it in the morning. He just saw the Cheerios and Shreddies in there and had a bowl of that.
how funny.
Yeah. So, anyway, midnight my time, or just after midnight my time, New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, I guess it will be then. I will do a draw for this little bag book. So, yeah. So that's that. That's what this is going to go for. Doesn't have a title page or anything. I guess I could do some sort of a cover for it. And I have this bin of scraps. This is actually a very big scrap, but it's in there anyway. I'm just my deal is I have to use up all these scraps before I can cut up a big piece of painty paper. That's going to be my rule.
That might help. I don't know, when it got down towards the bottom, I'd probably just dump them anyway. I'm not real big at saving all my scraps.
I know. I know. Um, I want to do, all those 3x5 paper things that I've got? I want to turn them all into these.
Oh.
And have a bazillion of them on my Etsy page. I figure I can get 4 per page of these little ones because they're 3x5. Maybe I'd be able to get 5. Now I have to try. Because oh, maybe no, I won't be able to get. Oh, I can just sneak it in. Just sneak it in. So I could probably get 5 per page. What do you think?
Is there room for cutting around it?
Just. Now the thing is I have to see if it will, with 5 on the page, how well it will print out. Because I've noticed that some of my stuff I need to redo them because the edges aren't printing. I have to adjust things and it's a long time.
Are you sure that is that just for your printer, or have other people tried it?
Well, nobody has tried it and told me it doesn't work. And I know people have done them and cut them out, but they've never said anything about it not working.
So that might be something for you to consider, that it works for everyone else. It could be a set printer setting.
It could be. It could be. But I want to I need to dedicate a day to figuring out how this is going to work for that Etsy stuff.
Yeah. The worst part about this little project is the threads getting caught on the things that are sticking up.
Oh, yeah. What was I doing the other day? Must have been those hearts. And the thread latching onto those beads.
It's latched on hard enough, and sometimes that I have to go in and tighten up a stitch.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So I got my eyes checked this week,
Nice.
and they've changed, but not a whole lot. We're going to go ahead and get new glasses because I didn't get. He said it's up to me, but I didn't get them last year, and I still have vision insurance, so I decided I'm going to.
Oh, definitely. Well, you've got the insurance.
As long as my husband's working, we'll get the plan from his company, but after that, I don't know what we're going to do, if we're going to do anything. We both wear glasses, and that's good. And after the first of the year, sometime, I'm going to go get some teeth. Somewhere, somehow, I'm going to get some teeth.
Nice. So we have Canasta Wars tomorrow. I'm excited.
I wish I could come.
Yeah, I do too. So I made a cheese ball. Well, I made cheese ball because we like having it for Christmas as well, right? As an appetizer. So I did that, and I saved some of the rouladen for that as well. And
Okay, I
then
forget what is that word.
rouladen,
Mm-hmm.
it's thin slices of beef, um, quite thin slices of beef, and then you put salt, pepper, paprika, and a bit of flour. You sprinkle them all with that. Then you put on bacon, a piece of bacon, and some onion, and then you roll it up. And by a thin slice of beef, I'd say almost like when you get lunch meat sliced, that thin.
Oh,
Then
wow.
you roll it up and you pin it with a toothpick, and then you par fry them just to brown them a bit, and then you make like a gravy to go over them, and you put them in the oven for an hour and a half, and they melt in your mouth.
And how do you slice your meat to get it that thin?
Yeah,
You meat slicer then?
you bet. You can get them sliced at your local butcher or whatever. A lot of them have problems because it's raw meat and it's a slicer, so you can't just walk in and ask for it to be done. You would have to phone them and pre-order because they have to sterilize the equipment after. But we use it because we'll make jerky as well, sliced jerky thin. And then if we are doing like smoking a brisket or whatever, we sliced it all up on that after it was smoked.
Let's see. I have an electric slicer. I don't think about using it very often.
Well, we use it at Christmas, and anytime we're having a really big family meal where it's got all the sides.
Yeah.
Wow, this is going to be absolutely full of little bits of painty paper. That's okay. And of course, for the drawing, there will be stuff inside these pocket things too. You're in California? Nice and warm there, I'm sure. Okay, front cover is pretty much done. See, I'm thinking that maybe I could put like I don't know, a focal point on, but then it takes away from people being able to doodle and whatever. You know.
Got to show you something.
All right.
This is my beading thread.
Uh-huh.
I have been using this for 15 years.
Nice.
Well, I've had it for 15 years. I haven't been using it that long, but all the beaded projects I've done since I picked it back up
Yeah.
have been done with this spool of thread.
Nice.
I'm finally hitting the end.
Nice.
I probably have enough thread to last the rest of my life because I have another
Oh,
spool of that and then lots of Nymo.
yeah. I've got lots of beading thread. I've got like I bought a big spool of it because that's all we could get when I was taking my course on beading. Um, 46 is warm. It's t-shirts and or camisoles and shorts. Well, us Canadians anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Um, when we first moved to Texas in 95, I was watching the news and everybody was saying how cold it was and it was in the 40s and they showed people getting gas at their local gas station and they had parkas on and some had gloves
No way.
and I laughed and I laughed and I laughed and I'm now one of those people. A jacket comes on at 50 is the
Oh.
lowest I'll go, but I almost always grab a jacket even in this, or around 60. And I
Uh-huh.
remember a time when I went back to Kansas on the 4th of July and we were sitting out watching fireworks. We were probably 20 feet from the pond, but so it wasn't like there was cold air blowing from the pond, but I had to go back in the house and get a blanket because I was cold.
Oh. See,
So,
I,
yeah.
what's 10 degrees Celsius? Because at 10 degrees Celsius, we're even if there's snow on the ground, we're not wearing um, parkas.
Mm. Well, I don't really own a coat. I have one that I've wore, believe it or not, I've only wore it for funerals because that's the only time I'm outside where it's cold.
Yeah. Well, that's why do I have that for a? I want Google. Google will tell me.
I have this little bit right here and
Okay,
then
10 Celsius is 50 Fahrenheit. But yeah, we're definitely not wearing parkas at that temperature.
no, I wouldn't either, but they um most of the time when I say a coat, I'm talking a sweater, sweatshirt, something like that.
Yeah. 7 right now. Raining. It's minus 17 here, Jen. And it's sunny. It's beautifully sunny. But that's Manitoba. It can be like 50 below and sunny. So it doesn't feel like it's 50 below outside. Look, all those little bits I just snipped off garbage. Ah, this is how I'm going to be using this stuff up. You betcha. That K is beauteous.
Thank you.
She's going to love it.
She is. I hope it makes her cry.
Those are the best, aren't they?
Uh-huh. She's gonna cry on her birthday for the gift I give her, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order her one of those paint by numbers
Oh.
of her and her grampy, who she's lost
Oh my.
maybe about 2 years ago, if that long. I asked her mom about it because I didn't want to do it for Christmas. I don't want to put her in that spot with all the family, you know.
Right, right.
But and she says, well, if you do that, she says maybe you better be at a private birthday present opening.
Yeah,
And I said, yeah, yeah, I won't make her cry in front of her friends.
no,
I'm not,
no.
I'm not that kind of grandma.
I could be that kind of a mom.
I could be that kind of a mom. And at some point, I suppose I can embarrass my grandkids. I can embarrass my children. That
Yeah,
doesn't bother me at all. That's
yeah,
what a mother's for.
exactly, exactly.
My mom did it to me. My aunts did it to me. You know, when I first got engaged, mind you, that's 100 years ago, I had my aunts asking me all kinds of questions. Are you sure you know this and this and this is how marriage is, and on and on? And I was like, man, would you guys just hush? But I come from a pretty ornery family.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jen. Oh, I know you get tired of the gloomy weather. I remember. I remember.
You know, my eyes are getting OLD,
Yeah,
and hands don't always work as good. And all of a sudden, I've decided to go back to this tiny little beading stuff.
I
What's
know.
what's
Well,
wrong with me?
that's like me doing those silly hearts, right? What I was thinking, I have no clue. No clue.
But I wouldn't go back. I mean, it's what I want to do, so I'm not going to change.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
I'm just not going to work as long on one thing.
Yeah. Well, it depends. See, when my hand is achy like it is today, I find that gluing stuff down can bother it because I'm squeezing the glue bottle.
Yeah,
But if I am doing the stitching, it doesn't bother me nearly as much. It's really weird.
different use of your hands, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
God, I love this.
Me too. You're going to have to do a big J for your door.
Yeah, yeah. I've already been informed I have to do an A for my great niece in May.
Oh, okay.
If she had seen this, she would have insisted it come right now.
Yeah. I don't have any gotta do Christmas presents this year because we're just not exchanging gifts anymore.
That's good.
Well, yes and no.
I wish my family had more time to make Christmas gifts.
Yeah, that's just it. When we were making stuff, it was just too much stress for my kids. So I got it. Like I don't know. Do I put squaggle flower things on or not?
I like it.
Because
I
it's
like that pop of black and white.
black and white.
What are you talking about?
It is flower thing.
Well, it looks black and white on the screen.
Really?
What color is it?
It's blue and magenta.
Hold it closer to the camera. Okay, I see that. It kind of reads black and white, though. I mean, it gives the illusion of it, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
See, that's a good point. Now, if I used black and white, what if I got this black and white? I know I've got stuff. Something like this.
I like that too. But
So
the
if I,
flower fits.
yeah, I think I would like a darker color flower though. That's pretty light. Huh. Open this drawer over here. What about just like a newsprint flower?
No, if you did, it needs to be outlined.
Yeah. Looking to see if I've got any black and white. Something. Something, something.
Well,
I
I didn't.
probably.
Oh, look, now you guys can watch me thread a needle.
All right. Put the flowers on.
You can watch how many times it takes me to thread a needle.
Oh, I know that feeling, Jean.
Used to be, well, I have a lot of favorite tools. I'm a tool junkie.
Yes, yes, you are.
But I have to say, this little magnifying light thing,
Yeah.
when it goes out, I'm buying another one.
Yeah, Ron uses that one like that in the shop. I don't have one.
I look at that one. First try.
Excellent.
I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 on here, even though it may not make it for three full needles, but we're gonna have them on there just to be safe. I was using a name brand beading needle and loved it, but it was a real pain in the butt to thread.
Yeah.
And this might be one of them. And I switched to some off brand I found on Amazon and bought them in like 100 count.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. They are just as strong and they're just amazing. The needle is so easy to thread. I mean, well, in comparison.
Yeah. It's got a bigger eye.
Just barely, but enough to work.
Yeah.
But when a needle doesn't work, I don't keep trying. I usually just take it off and get a different one.
Yeah. Hey, Miriam, nice to see you, hun. Hope you're having a good day. We are finishing stuff. So I have decided that this little journal here, I'm going to do a giveaway for it, Miriam, right at New Year's. Just like right at New Year's on our yeah, or night. It's night. When we do our marathon. So it's a little paper bag journal. And it'll have stuff in it, in the pockets. So I'm just gluing random bits of painty stuff and washi tape stuff on. Yeah, New Year's Eve madness. Marathon madness of
Manic artists.
yeah. Yes. So, yeah.
Oh, Midnight Marathon of Manic Makers.
Whew. That's a long title.
Does that satisfy your whatever you called it? You gave it a name.
alliteration.
Yes.
I love alliteration. It's good for me, but Miriam's doing all the stuff for it. The you know flyers and things because
Yeah. I was just being silly.
but I like it. So yeah, I was cleaning up my scrap bin, Miriam, and I have decided that I cannot cut a big piece of paper until I've used this stuff up.
All right, here's the deal, guys. Kim can't hear me. She's got herself on mute. But we all have to hold her accountable. If we see her cutting up or tearing up a big piece of paper, we have to call her out on it. Okay? Are we all
I'll
together on
only
that?
use a big piece of paper if it's something called for a big piece of paper. No, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
if I was doing a journal cover, I'm not going to use 1/2 inch strips across the whole journal cover.
yeah.
You know.
Yes, I know.
But yes, no, say, don't you have a scrap for that? Especially if I'm wobble cutting flowers or something. Please, because really.
Look at this. I'm down to this little bit right here.
Wow.
Woohoo!
That is so special. She's so going to cherish that.
I hope so. Somehow it's come unsnug. And this hoop is really, really hard to get off. There we go. When I was doing my cleaning, which I keep finding things I either knew I had or didn't have.
Yeah,
I found parts for this so that I can make it long and skinny.
nice.
I was pretty excited.
Nice.
There we go.
A little piece of something here. Too wide. Hmm. I will use that little scrap. We know I'll use that little scrap. I can cut it off. I heard that.
I'm just having issues breathing, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. See, I will use this. We'll find a spot for it right now. Right here, look. It'll fit perfectly over that ucky corner thing.
That might be a way to do it. If you're going to use it, if you're going to save it, you need to find a place to use it right then. Which would mean you probably need to have another book.
Well,
To glue scrappies in.
yeah, I've got a few because I've got this one that I'm working on. This is one of those envelope journals,
Uh-huh.
So I've played in this a little bit, but I've got all kinds of things that I could definitely cover in scrappy bits.
You know what would be fun? Kind of like where I do the watercolor and then doodle on top of it.
Yeah,
Maybe cover a whole page with the scrappies and then do a flower or something.
yeah.
And you could even be
I'll do it like,
paint it,
and then
or draw it.
if I do that, I could do one of these flowers, but with a really thick black marker and then doodle on it.
Yeah.
Miriam says, "Take care, Jean." What do you mean by that? We're good. We're good. All's good.
So you see my paint palette here, my bead palette.
Yeah,
This is the one that's on the other side of me,
nice.
so that I can pick sequins out. And this doesn't even put a dent in my sequins.
Oh, we know about sequins, don't we?
Oh. And these were actually hand picked out. But when I'm done with this, they're going to get dumped. I've been debating whether I liked mine separate or not separate. I don't think it matters. That's a big thing for me because I was trying to keep them all separate.
Yeah, I was trying to keep all my beads separate, and then I got to the point where everything went in those plastic shoe boxes in just by color.
Yeah.
But
Well,
a lot of my beads are plastic or acrylic or whatever you want to call them because I
yeah.
was just using them for the beaded curtains that I do. So I didn't want too much weight.
I have a bunch of trays. Let me show you. You to explain it then.
This is perfect. This is not hard on my hand at all, which is good because I need to be less hand use today.
For the seed bead embroidery that I do, I like little containers
Yeah,
because that way I don't dump out a ton of beads that I have to sort later.
right.
So I use these and they come out in this little four thingy. And I had just been putting them in there. No rhyme, no reason. And I decided that if I want to ever take a project with me, I needed them in colors. And so I sit here one afternoon, probably 15 of these trays, and I would dump this, had an empty one, and I would dump a couple in there so that I could fill this one with all greens. And I did
Yeah,
that for all my colors. And I'm really happy with that now.
that's good. That's good. I'll show you what mine look like. And yeah, there's some glass beads and seed beads mixed in as well because that's what I use on my curtains. So now you have to remember, I have one of each color like this. It's a shoebox. We'll measure it. Let's find a measure thing. It is, the top is 8 inches wide and it's longer than 12 inches. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have half an inch to the top.
Oh, Lordy. That's a lot of beads.
And I got this for every color. There's some wooden ones, there's glass, there's acrylics, there's some stone shell. Yeah. The reason I've got this many blue is because in my deck door, I have a window that goes probably 8 inches from the top of the door to, okay, maybe 15 inches from the top of the door, 15 inches from the floor. So it's a long, narrow window. And I wanted to do a beaded curtain of butterflies. And I wanted it with a blue background. But then we got a new door, and it's got one of those blind things between the glass.
Yes.
So there's no point in doing that with this. But I may do it for one of the other windows in the house. Yep. I have a lot of supplies for many, many projects.
Ditto. But come spring, all those boxes in the shed are going to make for one heck of a good garage sale.
Pardon?
It comes spring, all the boxes in the shed of my stuff are going to make for a really good garage sale.
Nice. I don't know if I'm going to garage sale any of mine.
I know that my kids won't want it.
Well, I know my kids don't want it. Although I did have a child ask me for beads to put between all the snowflakes I crocheted her. So she's doing a curtain with, she's just putting them on the hooks between the snowflakes. She made hooks for the crocheted snowflakes because they're all different, because I don't use the pattern. I make it up as I go along.
Uh-huh.
So she's got lots of snowflakes that she has put beads on hooks between now. I haven't seen it since she started, but okay. This one has, I don't know where I want to put this little piece. I'll put one little piece here, and this is going in the garbage. Look. This is how I'm using these up. I do have a bits book too. Maybe I'll just need to start a new bits book.
Now, see, I think getting rid of bits would be easier than getting rid of other things.
But because of the little collage work I do, I need those little bits for just that flower, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
No, that's too close.
But I can also sit here and say that as I've been beading, if the bead doesn't slide down over the needle properly,
Yeah.
I pull it off and throw it in the trash can.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't. I should, but I don't.
I'm just going to run across it again, and it's not going to go on my needle. So, and I do have a bin. It's not a bin, a box thingy of just stuff for bead embroidery, because I want to do an online class somehow. I don't know how yet, and I want to have kits if anybody wants them.
Right.
Not everybody can work with random colors, and believe it or not, everything I do in the way of jewelry has always been with random, and I can't work with random colors. I need my beads separated for this. I don't know why. I just do.
Huh.
But I have used them. I just dump a bunch out and I pick them out as I go. But this is my container of beads for bead embroidery.
I love it.
It is a 6-inch square and it's over half full.
I have containers like that as well.
It is mostly little beads with just a scattering of bigger beads. When I find something I really don't want, if it can be seed bead, it goes in here. And I have a bunch of sequins scattered in there. Putting like maybe that tray of sequins, when I'm done with it, I'll dump it in here,
Right.
instead of sorting it out like I wanted. So there's all kinds of them in here.
That's kind of what I've got for when I'm doing those hearts and that kind of thing. I have just a mishmash of beads that I keep like on the desk or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, too close. Too close in color.
So my granddaughter's favorite colors are that tealy mint color, kind of either one of those, teal or mint,
Yeah.
and pinks and purples.
Oh,
But
lovely.
you had to have some of the other colors in there to make it work, I thought.
Yeah.
And I had to throw in orange so she would remember that Grandma made it.
Exactly. Those of you who don't know, orange is Jean's favorite color.
It is. And I have more orange stuff than any human should have. And I don't even wear orange, but I use it all the time.
Ooh, I like that. So I'm just about done. Got a few very little spots to fill in. Like probably, that kind. A couple of very little spots to fill in. Yay! Getting somewhere. And I am not really doing any specific color combination. I started off that way and changed my mind. Because that's how it happens. Does it does. Yeah, Jen, I'm sure we all have way more supplies than we actually need.
Like the yarn video thing I shared this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I posted one about yarn as well. Her husband said she could only have as much yarn as she could carry or whatever.
Yeah.
Lots of bags of yarn. You'd be surprised.
Absolutely. You can carry a whole lot more than people give you credit for.
Yeah, especially if it's in bags, right?
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
It's like when I package things for Defy. If I if they're in a bag, I can carry a whole lot of weight. But when they're just the box,
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? How that
it
works.
is. I had to turn on my little heater. My toes were just too cold.
Ah, Miriam said she's got lots of stuff too. We what? We what, Jan? What are we doing? We are notorious for having more supplies than we need. Yes.
I shared a memory yesterday, I believe, of my oldest grandson.
Yeah.
And it's sometime this week.
Yeah. Creating with you.
Yeah, it said it was 14 years ago, so he was just over 1. And I look at the room, and the shelf thingy that was behind him is now in the spare bedroom and used for stuff in there. But how much I've got and accumulated in the last, oh man, 10 years.
Yeah. Do you find I have to ask you this because I kind of figured that out yesterday when we were out shopping. Because you used to do craft shows and sales and that kind of thing, and you want to live in a big warehouse? Me too, Miriam. Me too. You put up your tree yesterday? Yeah, it is a job. We bought a tree that has lights on it just for that exact reason, Jan. But back to, I'm squirreling, sorry. Um, because we used to do the craft sales and I would have stuff in various stores on consignment, etc., etc., I had to have a lot of product because I was bulk making everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jasper's involved. He's helping. Oh, nice. So I'm thinking that I still have that mentality where I need to, like these 48. I don't really need 48 of these, but the container is only half full, right?
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of that has, well, I don't know, that comes with my cooking too. If there's half an inch left in the pot, it's not full. I have to add more. And then I have to go to a bigger pot because it's too full. You can't stir it. So I don't know if that's a personal trait, fault, whatever you want to call it, or if it's because I've always had to have so much stuff for doing the craft sales, etc., because I never just did one thing. Like when I was doing wooden things, I still had crocheted stuff, I still had other stuff as well, some paintings, some whatever. So I'm wondering if it's still part of that.
I do the same thing. I am better, but I have to talk myself down out of it.
Yeah, I just, it is what it is. I get it. uh Tree with lights on for next year, yeah. Oh, losing its needles, yeah. Brenda, is it bad when you go into a restaurant and they just bring your drinks and know what you want to eat? Does that mean I eat here too often or that I need to order something else? Brenda, we go to this one restaurant and we always order the same thing. We've been doing it for, 15 years. But because the serving staff changes, I don't have that problem. But you know what? I love when that happened, to be honest with you, because I think that's the personal touch that they remember you and it shows that they care about you. You know what I mean? That.
That means it's Friday. We get to go for tacos tonight. Yay!
Tacos.
I
We
just
haven't had that
realized
for a while. We're having leftover pot roast.
well,
No tacos for me.
there's leftover ravioli in the refrigerator, but that's going to be my lunch when we get done here.
Yeah.
So lately we haven't had many leftovers, and I told my husband we need to have leftovers for me for lunch because sandwich meat is just too salty lately.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. See, I don't do lunch meats, or I very, very seldom do lunch meats.
I love them. I love a big submarine sandwich. God, I
Oh,
love that.
me too. Me too. I just don't want to deal with my blood pressure with it.
Well, my it's not so much my blood pressure; it's the vertigo.
That's, yeah, yeah. But Brenda, still, that's awesome that they do that.
Yeah, it is because we usually get pretty close to the same things. We do differ, but we chose Friday night to be our night for doing this because the special is one of our favorite plates.
Yeah. No, we go for that chicken fried steak. You haven't had lunch meat in your house since your girls left for college? Yeah. We occasionally do because I like to make a Reuben, and I definitely buy lunch meat for that.
I like a Reuben.
Me too.
I pretty much like anything that has sauerkraut.
Oh, I was supposed to make perushka. I don't have time this week. Thanks for reminding me.
Sorry.
It's okay. I probably should have done that yesterday because that would have been perfect for tomorrow.
I hate knots.
Oh, I have so much trouble with that with some of my threads because they're so old and they curl. Yep.
Well, I beeswax everything just because it seems to work better for me.
Well, I should. I had a chunk of beeswax, but do you know where I put it? Nope, I don't either. Guess I'll have to ask my grandson's partner to get some beeswax. Her parents have bees. I'll see if they can give me a chunk.
You know, if we lived closer to each other, we would never need for anything ever again.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I'm pretty sure since all of your kids are in Canada and all mine are here, we're probably not going to move closer together.
No, probably not.
I guess that's probably good. Keep ourselves out of trouble.
Yeah, but we can play online together all the time.
This is true. We could still get into some good trouble that way. We can.
Oh, we certainly can.
There's always that. Well, Kim said it was okay,
Thanks. Uh,
and vice versa.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Jen said she's having leftover pasta and goulash.
That sounds
Nice.
good.
Yeah, I love goulash. My
I,
family's not a big fan of it, but I love it.
I haven't had it for a long time. How do you make goulash?
I use, well, it depends on if I've got stewing beef in the house or if I use burger. So it's burger and tomato based sauce. So it's usually like peppers and carrots and tomatoes, maybe a little bit of onion, but mainly the carrots and the tomatoes for the sauce, and macaroni. And I know that that's not a true goulash, but that's what I had as a young mum moving out. Got the
Yeah.
recipe from someone, and so it varies between either stewing beef or the
I remember goulash being um having we put ketchup in it.
yeah, some sort of tomato based.
It's been a long time. We used to have this stuff we made when the kids were little, and they even liked it, and we called it losh.
Okay.
It was a cross between lasagna and goulash.
Oh, nice.
And I can't for the life of me remember what it was, the recipe.
Oh,
And then there's another one that we had and I really liked. And I really think that the recipe came off of a tomato soup can
oh,
because it was chicken something. Like I know it wasn't marinara, but maybe like marsala or something like that. And
okay.
for some reason, I think it had mayonnaise in it with the um, tomato soup. I don't remember, but it was so good.
Ah, I've never had tomato soup and mayonnaise together.
Well, I haven't either, but I'm finding out mayonnaise has a lot more uses than I ever thought it could.
Well, yeah, I use it in some things, but not lots of things. Okay, what? Oh, Jen's son is supposed to come for hot chocolate and chocolate blah 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 chocolate chips after school. I bought chocolate chips because I have to make polka dot meringues, and I can't believe that a bag of chocolate chips is like $25. It's a big bag of chocolate chips, but just one of those little bags of chocolate chips is $7 here right now.
Wow.
And I normally keep my chocolate chips in the fridge, so my grandkids always used to just go in and grab a handful, help themselves. I'm gonna have to keep them under lock and key now because there's no way in Hades at that price I'm gonna let them take a handful of chocolate chips.
Yeah. That sounds good, Jen. The only thing is, I don't like any vegetables with a tomato base if there's corn. I can't do corn in a tomato base.
Really?
I know, isn't it weird? But I've been that way since middle school.
Wow. See, like if I do a taco soup, it always has corn in it,
Yeah,
and that's tomato based.
I can do a lot of other vegetables and I like corn, but I just can't do corn in a tomato base.
Interesting.
I told them at Girl Scout camp when they were making stew that I couldn't do that. They said, "Well, then you're going to go hungry." And I was hungry, so I ate it, and they had to clean up the puke. So
Yep.
it just, I am getting better at corn and things, though. My mother in law,
Brenda, Brenda, don't be scared. Your prices are always cheaper than ours. Don't forget I'm in Canada. Sorry, Jean?
um, my mother-in-law made a bean salad type thing, and I like it enough that I make it myself now. But it's got black beans and onions and peppers chopped up really fine. And we use, whatever kind of pepper. There's these little bitty ones that are sweet that he cooks on the grill a lot.
Yeah.
So we use those when we need all the different colors because you can buy a bag of them.
Yeah.
And it's a very colorful salad. So we cut up the onions and the peppers and the black beans, cilantro,
Oh, I don't like cilantro. Blech, blech, blech.
minced garlic, and I'm sure salt and pepper. I don't really remember, but then oil and vinegar. So you kind of make all your seasonings on an oil and vinegar dressing kind of thing,
Yeah.
and corn.
Oh,
And I was like, okay, I'll try it, but I wasn't sure. Well, she used a ear of corn for her corn instead of a can, like the recipe called for.
yeah,
Oh, it was good. So now when we make it, he roasts the corn on the grill, and then I use that, and I love it.
yeah.
And I know you don't like cilantro, but to me, that's what makes it. Does it taste like soap to you?
Yes.
Yep, that's what they say. To some people, it tastes like soap.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a genetic thing. Yeah, I'm hungry for tacos now too.
I love soap. I love soap. I love cilantro.
One of my kids can eat it, one of my kids cannot. It's hilarious.
So, out of curiosity, does asparagus do anything to you?
Nope. I can eat lots of asparagus. I love asparagus.
It doesn't make your pee stink?
Nope.
Oh, well, I have that genetic trait.
Ah.
I
See?
and Gary told the first time I really ate it, and he told me, he says, "Well, that's what it'll do." And he says, "But I can't believe it happened already." I mean, as soon as I'm done eating it, it's the first time I go pee,
Yeah.
and it's just immediate.
Nope. One of my kids has that with asparagus, and she's the one that eats cilantro. That's really interesting.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
Bright green? Yeah, I can, not quite bright green, but
Oh, and beets.
I love beets.
They can do funny things with your pee and your poop.
Yeah.
Who ever thought we'd start on this subject?
I know. We go off on these tangents, though, don't we?
Yeah, you can count on us for any kind of entertainment.
You never know what we're going to be talking about.
I'm so excited that I remembered it was Friday and I get to go eat tacos tonight. I'm
That's
so
nice.
excited.
We're not going out. It's a nice day, but we're not heading out anywhere because, of course, we had to go yesterday when it was
Yeah.
bazillion below. It's supposed to be snowing and yucky again tomorrow. I do need to refill some meds. So I probably should phone that in this afternoon and go very early tomorrow morning. How do you cook your beets? Do you roast them?
That's the only way to cook them as far as I'm concerned. My mom always made pickled beets. Always.
Yeah, my mom
And
too.
I thought that was the only way beets could be cooked. So
Yeah,
I didn't really like them because I didn't like pickled beets.
right.
And I had a friend who made me beets, and I said, "Are these beets?" And she said, "Yes. And don't you like them?" And I said, "I'm really not a fan of pickled beets." She said, "Oh, they're not pickled, they're roasted. Try them." And I have been hooked ever since.
Yeah,
I would have never, ever thought that. I mean, if she hadn't made them, I'd still be not liking them.
yeah.
I love to make a whole big pan of roasted vegetables.
Yes.
And I put it surprises even myself sometimes that I like vegetables though. I really do. But some of the things I put in there just floors me.
Yeah.
I found I like turnips and parsnips and just about any root vegetable is free game for roasted vegetables.
Yes.
And
On the
Brussels
roasted.
sprouts and broccoli and cauliflower and everything. And we didn't have them nearly as much this summer. Nobody had them at the farmers market.
Yeah.
But told Gary for our Christmas dinner, because we're not going to be doing Christmas with the kids on the actual day. We're going to have actually New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And I told him, I says, okay, here's what I want. You can pick the meat, but I want stovetop stuffing and roasted vegetables.
Yeah. Oh, see, I got to make stuffing too. Well, hi, Miss Allie K. How are you today? Haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're well. What I like is doing those sheet pan dinners now, Jean. Oh,
I don't
I'm
know what that is.
addicted to them. Well, you take all your veggies and you do them to roast, but you can also add all your meat. Like if you're doing chicken breasts or whatever,
Uh huh.
you put it all in one pan, bit of oil, bit of seasonings, and you put it in the oven. And welcome back, Peter. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
That sounds good.
Check them out on YouTube, like sheet pan dinners. Fast, simple, done. One pan. Just chop them up and throw them on the pan. No extra pots, nothing.
We do shish kebabs a lot, and that's just kind of an accumulation of all kinds of different things. But it takes a lot of dishes because we soak it on or we marinate it and
Well, yeah. My grandson, the first time he had it, he called them dish shish kebabs. No, disc kebabs. So it's dissected kebabs because
uh-huh.
it's the same thing, right? Like it's all the stuff you would put on a shish kebab, but you do it on a pan.
Oh, how cool.
Disc kebabs, that's what he called it. You're compiling instructions for your dad's oral surgery Thursday. Oh, I hope all goes well. I hope all goes well with that. I am just trying to fill up this book with scraps, and I think I could almost call it done. What do you guys think? I show you. Itty bitty scraps.
I like it.
It'd be a great doodle book. So it's got pockets because it's a paper bag journal.
Cool.
I'm calling this done. This is going for a draw New Year's Eve. Right after midnight my time, I'm doing the draw. And it will have stuff in the pockets, but that's going to be a surprise. He's 63 and has to have his wisdom teeth out. See, I have never had my wisdom teeth. I never got wisdom teeth. That explains a lot about me. Your plate. Pulaski special, grilled onions, poblano peppers, onion, tomatoes, mushrooms seasoned with Mexican seasonings, grilled steak over rice. Oh,
It
sounds
sounds really good.
wonderful. That sounds really good. Now I'm sad I'm just having boring pot roast leftovers. Okay, let's pull this one out and do a page of scraps.
I had a friend argue with me the other day that she's taken her 18-year-old son because his wisdom teeth hadn't come in and they should already all be in. And I'm like, Um, I've had two cut out, and the other two are still floating around in there. And I'm 65, so they're not bothering me. Now would be a really good time for them to come up.
Yeah. Oh, thin sliced steak. Oh, melt in your mouth. Oh, so jealous. See the leftovers from slicing the meat yesterday? I slivered up because it doesn't all go through the meat slicer nicely. You always end up with a chunk left. And it's not a very big chunk, but I usually sliver it up and make steak sandwich out of it. So that's in the freezer for another day. I just, but now I want steak. Steak and tacos.
Well, I'm actually got myself almost convinced I'm going to have fajitas.
Fajitas, nice.
Yeah. That way I can have steak and taco, kind of.
Awesome.
Their fajitas at this restaurant are really good and they're fairly reasonable. It's like if you get just chicken, it's like $12.99,
Yeah,
and I usually get the combination, and it has beef, chicken, and shrimp.
yeah.
That's my fave.
Okay, Miriam, hugs. Have a lovely evening.
Bye, Miriam.
Sounds lovely, Jean.
They also have really good green chicken enchiladas. They have the best chicken meat for Mexican food that I've ever had.
Yeah. We don't normally go to Mexican restaurants here. Ron really doesn't like going out to restaurants. So it's usually with my kids or grandkids or a friend. The other thing I'm really missing is Chinese food. Ron doesn't eat Chinese.
Oh,
And
we just got a new one. It's called a noodle house.
okay,
Oh man, is it good?
we had one here in town, but they just bulldozed the building. So we haven't had one for a while. So I have to go to the city or whatever for it. Hey, Belinda, welcome, hon. Excellent, Jen. Excellent. She's finished chopping up her magazine.
Awesome.
I am using up scraps, Belinda. I am using up scraps. I finished off this bag book that Jean and I did months ago. I covered it all in bits, and this one I am going to do a draw for on New Year's, right after New Year's. I'm drawing for this from our marathon that we're doing.
Is it just the two of you?
So far, yep. Carol may join us depending on how she's feeling. She's been so busy with all the shows and everything she's been doing, and all the work, getting the inventory ready. Her son has quite a lucrative little business. He's got like not a plasma cutter, but like a big CNC
Mm-hmm.
machine. So they do a lot of wonderful wood bits. They just did an advent calendar. Oh, and what it is, so saw pictures of it on Instagram. It starts out with a basic shape, and then it's got other shapes that you put into it, and it builds it up like a landscape scene. So, say it's a wolf, and then in the body of the wolf, it would have like mountains in the background, and then trees, and it's just fabulous.
Cool.
Yeah, Chinese or Mexican? Oh, yeah. See, I can go to any kind of restaurant with my kids, which is lovely, but I don't see my kids as often as that. And also, restaurants, I find the food's very, very salty. So I really try and behave, if you know, if you know what I mean. I hope your daughter's doing fine, Brenda. Belinda. Brenda's out with her son. Belinda was chatting with her daughter. Oh, so I came across a thing, one of those reels on Facebook or Instagram. I don't even know where I found it. But they will put you in a glass coffee table when you pass. And so I sent it to my kids in Ron, going, oh, I could stick around for game night. And one of my daughters says, hell no. My other one goes, I wonder if I could do that with skeletons. She collects like bird and squirrel skeletons. Don't ask. And Ron just said, no. So this is my eclectic family. The dreidel song in Spanish? No, I've never heard it in Spanish either. That sounds like it'd be very interesting. I could glue that there. Let's see if I can trim that just a bit.
Come on, go through there. Dag nabbit.
You got it.
Another stupid bead.
Oh no.
But see, it's that tiny.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
going to take that. It won't go over the needle.
No. I think I've got some of those. I think those are the last size my girlfriend just gave me. It's itty, like that.
I have other ones in that mix, and they're doing fine. But those little white ones,
Huh. I'm just putting random bits down in this here book because I hadn't decided exactly what this book was yet.
I'm so excited. I'm almost done, and I can put all these beads back and have a whole new tray of beads.
Nice.
That's why it's taken so long. I was ready for new beads.
Yeah. So you have the A to do, but I'm sure that you're probably going to do another embroidery before that.
Yes. I found a program on, well, I found a class to do square stitch, and she has the picture for the class is I don't know how big it is, but it looks like it's this big to me, like
Okay.
a small plate.
Yeah.
And it is so much like my doodles. I mean, there's a circle here, and there's a square here, and there's lines, and I just absolutely fell in love with it.
Oh.
Well, I told you I sold my 24-inch rigid head loom, right?
Yeah.
So that money's sitting in PayPal just hollering for me. And I thought, okay, the class is $45. That's the max I'll pay on a class.
Yeah.
Unless it's something I absolutely don't know, which doesn't happen very often.
Right.
And I thought, okay, I want to learn her technique for doing it in a circle, increasing, decreasing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's not something I knew. I know the stitch.
Right.
And so, anyway, I took the class.
Awesome.
Well, I haven't finished it yet because it's 3 hours long and I can't watch that much video at one time. I get bored. I don't know why. I just do. And besides, it's a recorded Zoom, so they're just not as interesting as a full class.
Right.
And so she also listed what she uses to design beadwork, a
Okay.
program. And so I downloaded that, and it's really good. And I had a lot of fun designing this great big circle thing. I couldn't print it or save it because you have to buy the whole program.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, there's still money left from the loom, so I bought it. Merry Christmas to me.
Nice.
But I traded all that space of the loom to a space nobody can see. I got something good out of it, and it's not in anybody's way.
That's right.
And so anyway, the program is so much fun. It's like, I don't know. Can't even explain it. Getting to put these little dots in here, and I've had so much fun with that. So I think that's something I want to try next, is doing something with that.
Very cool.
I don't know. But I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
You are. Yay. Brenda has a European Mount Beaver skull in her china cabinet turned mini museum. It's crammed full of a wide variety of oddities. I like oddities, Brenda. And Jan has a cow's tooth from her grandparents' farm. I have a gold-plated cockroach. It was my mother's. My mother.
I don't have anything like that.
And then, of course, the daughter that asked about doing skeletons into glass like that is the one that's always going, like if we end up with a dead bird in the yard from a neighbor's cat or whatever. Can you put that in your big compost pile so that, and then we can dig it up so I can have the skeleton? And then she finds out my next door neighbor has mealworms. So he says that he would gladly take a carcass and put it in with the mealworms to clean for her. And so, like, why are you encouraging my kid like this? Like, at least it's not in my house. I don't know where these children came from.
Oh my God, you got to be kidding.
You have a Brahma cow skull? Oh, yeah. That would be very cool to paint on.
They just took your craziness and went a different direction.
Yeah. It was kind of funny because I had my older daughter and her partner over for supper last week. And I don't know how the conversation went, but then she goes, well, what do you expect with a mother like her? Like, wait a minute. I'm not that bad.
Don't you hate it when people say weird like it's a bad thing?
My kids know weird isn't a bad thing. They really do. She was just being a little snot.
Yeah.
I think it was at the point where both him and Ron were kind of picking on her. And so that was her retaliation. Dragged me into it. I figured since I had the bin of trash out, I would start working on these envelope frames that I have been meaning to play with for months. That was a little narrow.
Well, we were in Bandera, Texas, which they call the cowboy capital of America, or I don't know if it's America or Texas or whatever. and they had all kinds of things with different skulls.
Yeah, I think skulls are very cool. Like I bought one of those fake um, bird skeletons.
Uh huh.
It lives on my shelf with my mushrooms. But I think skulls and stuff are really, really cool. I wanted to get one of those skeletons, have it as a family friend, so that anytime we had a family dinner, he could be out and joining us. Like I would dress him in various outfits. Ron just looks at me and goes, "Okay." I'm very lucky that way.
Well, he's just learned it's better not to argue with you.
That too. Her name was Dave. You got her for your birthday when she was a 6 month old heifer. Oh, she was mean as all get out and would have killed us if we gave her a chance. She gave you 4 good heifer calves. Nice. Yeah, there's something about some of those cattle. Um, my girlfriend's husband had an AI company, and he's retired now. They one of the bulls lay down on the farmer. They're notorious for that, and smothered him.
Wow.
I thought that was very interesting. I never knew that some creatures were that way. But evidently, bulls are notorious for doing that. If they push you down, they'll lie on you. I had no clue.
I didn't either. And I grew up in the country.
It's got a hawk skull and a mouse skull. The girls found the hawk dead and brought it home so they could get its skull. It went into the compost pit and was dug up later. Yeah, that's what my kids are like, or that one anyway. Some people's children can be very odd.
And my kids turned out pretty normal. I suppose that's because they have a normal father, but my grandkids picked up on grandma stuff.
Oh, my kids have a normal father too. He just kind of smiles and nods, and
Yeah.
poor man. This is another good use for all these little scrappy bits. Oh, exactly, Brenda. You have to respect them when they're that size. I get that. I do, I do. Keeping the peace. You're keeping the peace, Belinda? I'm trying to use up all my pieces. I know, I know. I just had to be a smart, you know what. So I've been saving all these windows from envelopes for years because you know how you're supposed to save everything when you first start doing junk journals? They tell you gotta save things. And I have lots of things I've saved and now I'm using them. I think I've done some of these before. I have a feeling I've done something like this before. And then doodled on them or whatever. Happy spouse, happy life. Yeah. Happy spouse, happy house. And then when it's dry, I will trim it down
Well,
to
no wonder we're both miserable.
now, now.
I know, I was being silly. All right,
All right. Are you done?
I need expert opinions here. Tell me if you see anything that you feel does not look complete.
Go slower, hon. I don't see anything.
I feel like this flower needs something going over it, and maybe this one. What do you think? Because all of them you just see parts of.
Yeah.
And I've already got my needle down here with plenty of threads. I think I might do some loopies or something on this one.
A couple of French knots or something, maybe.
No, there's no embroidery in it. It's all beads.
Oh, okay. Right.
So, and it's there's really no place to put any more. So I don't want to do something that there's only one of. So
Right. Which makes sense. Yeah, maybe just a little something on that.
yeah, okay,
I love it though.
I
I
do
think
too.
it's beautiful. Brenda said she guessed her girls came out okay. The oldest has degrees in music education and primary school education. The youngest is an RN and works with post-op spinal surgery patients. Awesome, Brenda. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, mine turned out pretty good. They don't have big degrees like that. My daughter's in finance and she's a loan processor or something like that. I don't know for sure. And my son runs a Target. So, and my daughter-in-law is works at like a halfway house or not a domestic abuse facility.
Yeah,
She's got her master in psychology,
nice.
and my son-in-law runs a metal reclamation center. So I
Awesome.
can't complain.
No.
They sure do better financially than I did at that than we did at that age.
Yeah, my girls too. One of them is CAD tech, makes really big bucks because she uh, does all the water waste treatment plant stuff design thing. And the other one is a librarian for the government, for the
Wow.
schools. She got to go on a buffalo hunt a couple of weeks ago. I'm so jealous. Playing with bones and skeletons may have helped your nurse. Maybe. It just shows she's definitely always had an interest in that.
Thanks, Belinda.
I think your granddaughter's really going to love it. Your cousin got to go on a buffalo hunt last year. She's part Native American. Excellent. Yeah, this was she was out of town up north meeting with teachers and stuff, and a teacher's class was doing a buffalo hunt. And my daughter said, "Oh, that sounds really, really interesting." So they invited her to go back and do the buffalo hunt with them. So that I thought that was really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
See, some of these bigger pieces I could use for flowers, but I might as well get 4 or 5 of these windows done. But it's really interesting because there is a reserve up there. And so they do the buffalo hunt and then they share all the meat with the people on the reserve.
That's cool.
It is very cool. So, yeah, she got to help with the hide and that kind of thing. See the beginning steps to tanning. So, it's very, very cool. Very, very fortunate that her boss actually let her do this as well because it's, you know, definitely part of the curriculum where she was, but not necessarily what she was doing or what she does for her job. That's awesome. Very awesome. No, my daughter didn't get the hide or anything. All gets utilized up there. But it's cool. Very cool. Ooh, it's kind of funny. She actually called and asked if I had ski pants because all she had was white ski pants and she didn't want to get blood on them. It's like, well, even if I had ski pants, you wouldn't be taking them. Good try, child. Good try. Love you, but go fish. Small pieces. You're supposed to be using up small pieces, Kim. Trying to have her Native American grandma be buried in that hide? Yes. Oh, wasn't able to get it tanned before she died? Oh, that's too bad. Where did you get to go on this buffalo hunt? I am just randomly putting down bits of paper, no rhyme or reason. I'm just using up scraps. And I'm liking it.
Sometimes it's good not to have a plan.
Well, my only plan is to lessen the amount of scraps I've got. And I know I could just throw them out. I've heard that before, but that's not exactly the way I roll. Nope. Wisconsin, out west someplace. That's still very, very cool. Very cool. Did you get some of the meat as well, Allie? Buffalo meat is so good.
I don't know that I've ever had it.
Like beef, really, really lean though. Super lean. Brenda says, oldest son was in the army. One twin has always worked in factories. Youngest does construction. Other twin has damage for being born early that has left him locked in at 16 to 17 years old. Helps on the farm with any projects come up with that Bo doesn't like. Nice. Helps my mother-in-law and mom, not as much dollars as my girls, but all successful in their ways. That's awesome. That's awesome, Brenda. Very cool. It's very important. Well, no, it's not very important. It's good that people have jobs that they feel confident at. Confident, competent, you know. I mean, my granddaughter's working as housekeeping in Banff, which is a tourist town, and she's loving it. And I think that's awesome. She's doing what she likes.
That's important.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, right?
Gary's biggest thing about his job is that he didn't find it 20 years earlier.
Yeah. We were very fortunate that Ron got hired on at the railway at the age he was.
This company wasn't even around then, but they are great people to work with, work for.
Yeah. No, he started at the railway right when he turned 18 and he stayed there until he retired. You're from the non-Native American side of the family? Oh, why are you warping? Don't warp. Yeah, my eldest was a librarian in the public sector until she got the job with the province. Now she finds resources for teachers that are teaching French track. So she loves it. She gets to meet authors and all kinds of stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter has been in banking off and on. Both of my kids in their formative years of job hunting and stuff, they definitely had more jobs than I ever had.
Yeah.
But they've done pretty good. And when she lived in Virginia, she was in the fraud department of the bank.
Okay.
And that was really cool. Something she's seen and caught stopped a human trafficking organization.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So
Absolutely fabulous.
I thought that was pretty darn cool.
It's very darn cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I've had a lot of jobs. It's the ADHD, I believe, that once I learn how to do a job, I'm out of there. Done. We're done now. Yeah, Jen, you know what? I don't know where this comes from. I really don't know where this fixation on using up scraps to this degree comes from. It's just paper. And how often do I say that to somebody just starting out in junk journaling? It's just paper. You can toss it. I cannot practice what I preach, evidently. Something wrong in my head, and I admit it. Belinda says, good for her that she was alert enough and caught it, Jean. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that they're supposed to be used. I'm not necessarily. Okay, maybe I am that anal. Okay, I am,
Hey,
whatever. What?
nothing.
Look, I've got just about 3 done now. After this one, I think we should call it a day. It's been over 2 hours. I know you're probably hungry. It's lunchtime. I need to go up and oh, do something with.
I'm done.
You're done.
I added a little more bubbles there and some loopies there.
Oh, it's beautiful, Jean.
I
She
love
is
it.
going to be so thrilled to get that.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's because of this I had to up the cost of Christmas
Yeah,
because I couldn't just give her just this. She's only 10.
that's right. That's right.
So, and I bought the funnest little thing. They came in today. That was part of my mail trips this morning. And I'm going to take them all out and test them out, charge them up. I
Cool.
bought the 3 oldest ones little handheld karaoke machines.
Oh, very cool.
So we're going to all sing on this weekend on the Christmas at Christmas when we do Christmas.
Oh,
I haven't bought them any annoying parents presents for a long time. So.
yeah. See, when I bought annoying parent presents, they ended up staying here.
Oh
My kids
yeah.
spoiled my games. Brenda says, I've been a mom, dairy farmer, worked at Dairy Queen, operated a 70-foot boom truck, trimming trees, got divorced, remarried, lady farmer, lunch lady, primary teacher's aide, retired after brain surgery. Wow, that's a lot to do, Brenda. I was a all kinds of stuff. I used to teach people with varying abilities swimming. I used to work at a pierogi and coleslaw making caterer. Um, those were my teenage years. Lifeguarded. Uh, had my own business a couple of times. Stay at home mom for the most part when my kids were in school because it didn't pay for me to drive to the city and pay a sitter. So I was a stay at home mom. I ran I worked for a few companies that work with people with varying abilities. So I was like a job coach. I taught budgeting, cooking, got jobs for people, did a lot of training. So with that, we ran crews doing lawn care, that kind of thing. Worked as a residential uh, recreation manager at a residential care home. I've had a few jobs. I was a professional volunteer too. I worked in a couple of art boards. Yeah,
I've been a professional volunteer, but I'm working on getting back to being just Jean Peter.
nice. Yeah, I'm having difficulty with this retirement and not doing the craft shows and stuff. Because I was still doing them up until the pandemic, and then once the pandemic hit, I quit. Right, like there's no way. So
I don't miss well, I do miss the shows. I don't miss the setting up and the tearing down.
yeah, see, at the museum, it was set up at the beginning of May, and it we closed down at the end of September. So, and the reason that was is because there was no heat in the building, so we couldn't be there over winter. Um, so we had a space that was like 6 feet wide, floor to ceiling, and keeping the inventory up on that was a lot. Plus, doing craft shows, so you know, multi making all the time. You still own the tree service and your ex excellent. Yeah, I mean, I did some volunteer work for a while as well. I had a catering company. I did weddings and stuff. I've been all over the place. Had my own restaurant, but it's the ADHD. Like I say, once I learn how to do something, I'm out of there. Like it's really bad.
I haven't had too many jobs. I think my first job was at Peter Pan ice cream store, and I worked at Gibson's. I was a hostess at the Holiday Inn, and I was worked at a Hardee's. Then I started working at J&J Distributing, and I was in the accounts receivable and did that for several years until my oldest was born. And then I've been a stay-at-home mom, but I babysat and I did craft shows and things like that. So, I did kind of work, just work from home. And then we moved to Texas and I ain't worked since.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, let me rephrase that. I worked 7 years at the bead store.
yeah,
But the kids were in middle school and high school then. And um, it was part time and it didn't pay well because I only got it my pay in beads. So
yeah. Brenda, I always used to say I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up, right? Because I've never grown up. I still don't know who or what I want to be. I mean, I've taught the art therapy. I've done being on the art boards. I did the kids' art tents. I've done kids' art classes in the evenings. Um, everything. I've done so much stuff. Been a bookkeeper. Been yeah, bartender. Managed the bar. All over the place. I'm just all over the place. I think maybe that's why I just let people do what makes them happy because it's you just got to do what makes you happy.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Jean's finished. I've got 3 done. I'm happy with that. Every time I get something done, it's a bonus. Of course, these are going to get doodled on, but not today with my hands the way they are. You used to teach art and crafts to adults to incorporate into teaching at risk kids. Oh, yeah. That would be a lovely job. Absolutely lovely job. And of course, I was one of those artists that every time somebody was doing a fundraiser and needed a piece of art, they would come to me because I would gladly give them a piece of art if I believed in what they were raising funds for. So,
Yep.
it's so now I'm just going to be you sitting outside Walmart. Oh, go shopping Friday afternoon. Yeah, good luck.
I haven't been in a Walmart in 2 years.
I think it's been about 8 months for me, something
Mhm.
like that. Okay, so thank you guys all for being here and putting up with our crazy nonsense and various chatter about vegetables and what it does to our bodies. To, to the crafts that we're working on, to skeletons, and you know, just hey, K&RP, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. Uh, Thank you, Jean, for coming and playing today. Everybody up in the balcony, anybody who watches the replay, I hope we have inspired you to do something. And you know how to find us. We're around. Now I get to be Kim. Have no idea who that is, Belinda. I really don't. My therapist. Yes, I ended up having therapy. It's a long story. We're not going there. But she said that I had to do something nice for myself every day for 15 minutes. I had to look up on the internet what to do that would be nice for myself. Get that? See, like I told her, well, I read a lot. No, that's escapism. Well, I do a lot of art. No, that's escapism. Get it? I get it. It's okay. I like to escape. Anyway, thanks to you guys all for being here. Big hugs to everybody. Feral Artist Group is getting together Sunday. We're still planning on what we're doing, but I think it's going to be a blast because it normally is. So thanks again, everybody in the audience. Thanks, Jean. And we're going to say
Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
bye for
Kim,
now.
for having me.
Hugs, guys.